So hello and welcome back to another video for Truth Prevails. My name's Franklin Baxter, and if you're here for the first time, welcome. This is a channel to help spread the gospel, to help spread the word, and to help you live in a more biblical way. So today's video, we're going to be speaking about flesh versus spirit. What does it mean? What does it mean to live in the flesh? What does it mean to live in the spirit? What does it mean to you and your life and your relationship with God? So God is spirit. Now God's holy, we're not. And the only way we can get a relationship with God is to gain a relationship through Jesus. Jesus already told us this in John 14:6 when he said that I am the way, the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. So if you want a relationship with God, you have to go through Jesus. You have to recognize who Jesus is and what he's done for us. When we look at the spiritual aspect of it, we live in a spiritual world. What's going on now is a spiritual war between light and dark. And it's all for your soul. We belong to God. The devil wants us for himself because he wants to be his own God. He isn't, but that's what he wants. When you start to walk in the spirit, certain things start to happen in your life because you're entering into a war that you didn't necessarily know about. When you now look at walking in the spirit, there's certain things you gravitate towards are going to change. Your interests are going to change. The way you look at things in the world and the things that you used to think were fine is going to change. But one of the main things that I've noticed on my journey is you start to interact with people's spirits before you interact with the person, with the flesh. So when you meet somebody, you'll see their vessel as it would be. You see in their vessel, but the spirit you don't necessarily see. Anybody can see the flesh, but those people you meet, they can hide inside who they really are and what their true intentions for you are. Matthew 7:15-16 spoke about this when Jesus said, watch out for false prophets. They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves. By their fruit you will recognize them. When you're walking in spirit, sometimes you will just, there will be something in you that will either draw you to that person, where you feel there is a softness and lightness. Other times there will be something that you're not quite right, which in that case, then you can look at Peter when he says about testing the spirits. But ideally, you need to look at their fruits. You need to look at what it is that they're also doing. It's all well and good for someone to say, I'm this, that and the other, and I do this, and I give money to charity, and I do this, that and the other. But then when you actually look at what they're doing, they're not doing any of it. And not only they're not doing any of it, but the fruits, they're not bearing any fruits. And what I mean by the fruits is Galatians 5:22-23, which reads, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. So if you don't see any of these things in this person who's claiming to be such a great person and all of these things, then they're not bearing fruit. They're not living for Christ. They don't have a relationship with God. They don't have a relationship with the light and with the truth. So what you're going to end up getting is something very different. And we'll speak about those in a minute. Some of the things you're going to notice is that this is ramping up quite a bit now with the spiritual world and the war that's currently going on. This is probably why you're starting to see a lot more come out about narcissists. You're starting to see a lot more people doing videos on it, a lot more people that are out there who are actually trying to spread the word on demonic agents, as we would call them. Narcissists, what are they like? What do they do? Well, narcissists present themselves as something, whereas underneath there's something else. And a lot of the time with narcissists, what they actually do is they actually can come into your life to either pull you into darkness or to try and destroy you. Now, we've spoken about the fruits of what to look at. Here's some of the entities of darkness and the things that they use, which is pride, manipulation, control, deception, and lies. And that's just to name just a few. Any one of these within that is all darkness, and a lot of what the narcissists use is that. So you need to be careful about the light, the spirit with the fruits, or you've got the darkness, what they use, which is what I just said with the pride, manipulation, control, deception, and lies. They will come into your life just to disrupt your purpose. Because unfortunately, we don't always know what our purpose is. God knows. The devil will know what our purpose is, and there will be the light that will be shining inside us. The devil will see that and will want to extinguish it before it takes root. So in comes a narcissist to take you off of your path. This is why sometimes, again, you have to walk in the Spirit in order to see these things. And don't get me wrong, even those walking in the Spirit can still be fooled, so you have to be careful. Jesus pointed this out as well with the narcissist, where he said in Matthew 23, 27, 28, where he said, "Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You are like whitewashed tombs, which look beautiful on the outside, but on the inside are full of bones of the dead and everything unclean. In the same way, on the outside you appear to the people as righteous, but on the inside you are full of hypocrisy and wickedness." Now, these spirits want to gravitate towards them because, again, in the war, they want to take as many souls as possible. The darkness wants that. They don't want the light. These spirits that are roaming around the earth and entering into people's vessels and to actually speak through them, to try and control them, they are banished from the light. They can't go to the light. God's turned his face from them. They cannot go there anymore. But the only way they can get a glimpse of that light that they knew once upon a time is through people of God, the light in us, and they want to take that for themselves. You have to remember as well that when Jesus came to this earth and he died on that cross for our sins, he did it for us, mankind. He didn't do it for angels. He didn't do it for the devil. There's no way out for them. They are already condemned. That's them done. We still have that choice. When the devil then turns around and says, right, okay, I'm going to give you, I'm going to bless you with all these things, we have the choice to turn around and say no. Flee from me. I don't want to have anything to do with you. Go on with your business. Because the fate of the devil and his cronies and those that will stay in the darkness and will follow him are going to follow him to one place. And this one place is said in Revelations 20, 10, 11. Which reads, "And the devil who deceived them was thrown into the lake of burning sulphur, where the beast and the false prophet have been thrown. They will be tormented day and night forever and ever." Not just for a few days, not just for a year, not for 50 years or 100 years, forever and ever. That is it, eternal damnation. And they want to pull you there also. No one wants eternal torment. That's what the devil wants for your soul, to take you down there. Don't do it. Look to the light. Look to the truth. Start feeding your spirit more. Now, if we look at the flesh, because we've spoken quite a bit about the spirit. Now the flesh, let's look at Galatians 5, 17, 19. Let's see what that says about it. For the flesh desires what is contrary to the spirit, and the spirit what is contrary to the flesh. They are in conflict with each other, so that you are not to do whatever you want. But if you are led by the Spirit, you are under the law. The acts of the flesh are obvious: sexual immorality, impurity, and debauchery. Well, there you go. There's just three of the things of the flesh. Leading into those things can actually ruin you. If you look at those things can ruin a person. You can see it in their faces. And this changes a person. And those things then can, from the inside, the spirit is crying out then because you're feeding the flesh. You can just see it. I don't know if I'm articulating this right. When you see that somebody is an addict, for example, you can see it on their face. You can see, like, if somebody is alcoholic, you can see it. You can see it in their demeanor, you can see it in their spirit, you can see there's something there that's not good for them. That's what it is to feed the flesh. And I know everybody has their daily battles, by the way. I'm not judging anybody by any means whatsoever. I'm not here to do that. But what I do know, and what I'm trying to let you know is, and I'm trying to do this with love, is that when you feed the flesh, it's not always good to do. Feed the spirit first. Feed the spirit. The spirit will tell you what's good for the flesh. And then you can also feed that what is good in Christ. Remember, Jesus said in the spirit, and this is in John 6:3, where he says the spirit gives life. The flesh counts for nothing. The words I've spoken to you, they are full of spirit and life. This is why it's so important to read Jesus' words, as well as the rest of the prophets. But Jesus gave us spiritual life in his words, just in his words. Living in the spirit, living for Jesus, we'll get them blessings. Those blessings will come to us. God will give us those blessings, and will allow you as well to spread your fruits. And I'm going to finish off with this, Matthew 5:14-16, which reads, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, and that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Shine your light. Feed your spirit. Look to Jesus. He will show you the way and fill up your cup. More than anything, will fill the flesh. So, that's it for today's video. Share, like and subscribe. Blessings. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.